Once again, this is Joe Halanich, the Cascade Officials Association Commissioner, Assigner, and Rules Interpreter. This presentation looks at an unreported versus illegal sub and what the difference is. What are the types of substitutes that are listed in the National Federation of High Schools Rules Book? There are 4 different types of subs. They are found in Rule 2, Definitions, Section 57, Substitutes, Unreported, Illegal. A legal sub is a player who's not listed in the starting lineup, but who may legally replace a starter in the lineup. An unreported sub is a substitute who has a legal right to be in the game, but has not been reported to the umpire. An illegal sub is a player who enters or re-enters the game without eligibility to do so. That's an illegal re-entry, who re-enters the game in the wrong position in the batting order, or who violates the courtesy runner rule. A projected sub, which is not discussed in this presentation, is the act of entering a sub without removing a player from the position in the lineup first. What this means is you come to the umpire and say, I'm going to put 47 in and she's going to bat, and then when we go back in the field, 27 is going to go back in that lineup position. That's a projected sub. That is not covered in this presentation. First, let's look at an unreported sub. As noted earlier, an unreported substitution is one where a player is placed in the lineup and has a legal right to be in the lineup, but the umpire has not been informed of the substitution. As an example, let's look at Holly Smalls entering the game for Nancy Berkshire. Nancy is removed from the game, and Holly is removed from the substitute list. Holly is then put in the lineup in the number 5 spot for Nancy. If the umpire was not told about this substitution, it is an unreported sub because Holly is still permitted to be in the game as a substitute. The penalties for an unreported sub is the first time a team warning is issued. If it occurs again, the coach is restricted to the bench for the remainder of the game. When does an illegal substitution occur? As noted earlier, an illegal substitute is a player who's put in the lineup in a position where she is not allowed to be. When does an illegal substitute happen? There are several different circumstances. 1, the flex player bats in a position other than the designated player. Here we're going to take Karen Glad in the number 4 spot out of the lineup, and we're going to put Peggy Ansel, who's playing the flex position, in that position in the lineup. She is not allowed to be in that position because the flex and the DP are tied together. The only position where Peggy can play offense is in the number 6 slot, and she's not doing that, therefore she is an illegal substitute. Second set of circumstances is a substitute is removed from the game and re-entered in a different lineup position. Here we're going to take Nancy Berkshire out of the lineup and we're going to replace her with Holly Smalls. Holly is legally in the lineup there, but then we're going to take Holly out and re-enter Nancy. After that, we're going to substitute Holly for number 5, Abby Barnhart. But she's already been in the lineup in the number 5 position, so she cannot be in the number 8 position. Therefore, that is an illegal substitute. Finally, if a player courtesy runs in a half inning and then is substituted in that same half inning, it is an illegal substitution. If we take number 14, Victoria Morgan, and courtesy run her for number 1, Katie Wilson, the catcher, and then in that same half inning, substitute her for number 12, Janice Smith, in the 1 position, that is an illegal substitute. What are the penalties for an illegal substitution? If the illegal substitute is playing offense, she is restricted to the bench and called out. If she was batting, the proper batter has lost her time at bat. If the illegal substitute is playing defense, in all circumstances, she is restricted to the bench. If the illegal substitute on defense is identified before the next pitch, the offense has the option of taking the play or accepting the penalty. If they accept the penalty, the batter is allowed to bat again. The pitch is canceled if it's a strike, but stands if it is a ball. If it's identified after the next pitch, the play stands. If the illegal substitute on defense handles a non-batted ball and no out occurred or it did not alter any play, it stands. Otherwise, the offense has the option to take the play. This concludes the presentation.